Welcome to the Grove City Area Chamber of Commerce's annual dinner, a celebration of commerce. I'm Beth Black, I'm your executive director, and tonight we are gathering to celebrate our chamber and all of our members. Whether we have this event in January, as we historically did, or we have it a few months into the year, as we had the past few years, it is our tremendous joy to be able to gather with our members, our chamber family. We have over 260 members in our chamber. Our members are small businesses, mid-sized businesses, large businesses, nonprofits, and organizations. I often describe our chamber as a family. That is because, like a family, you should choose to support your fellow chamber members first and foremost, whenever possible. When you join a chamber, you are saying that you care about your community and you want to be a part of an organization that also cares about the entire community, and especially about the businesses and nonprofits that make it up. We are proud to be your chamber of choice, and everything that we do is with you in mind and at the heart of our decisions, our events, and all that we offer. With the Grove City Area Chamber of Commerce, you are not just a number, you are a member of our family. We feel and recognize your support, and we truly appreciate you. On behalf of our Chamber Board of Directors, I would like to say how much we appreciate your attendance tonight. The support in this room is amazing. We are thankful to tonight's welcome reception sponsors, AHN Grove City Hospital and Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, for helping us to properly welcome all of you earlier with a time of appetizers and networking. To tonight's event sponsor, Grove City College, for helping to make this evening possible and providing a wonderful keynote speaker that we are all looking forward to. We are also grateful to tonight's flower sponsor, Armstrong, for helping us to decorate the tables with beautiful flowers. And finally, we are so thankful for each chamber member that took us up on the offer to advertise in tonight's program. We are honored to have so many chamber member ads fill the pages of the program. Please remember to support your fellow chamber members. Now, please join me in a round of applause to thank each and every one of these sponsors and advertisers. At this time, we would like to recognize our elected officials who have joined us this evening. On behalf of U.S. Congressman Mike Kelly, we have Julie Swartfager. You can stand if you'd like. On behalf of Pennsylvania State Senator Michelle Brooks, we have Shannon Thomas. We have Pennsylvania State Representative Tim Bonner. We have Mercer County Commissioner Ann Coleman. And from the Grove City Borough, we have Mayor Randy Riddle, Council President Mary Kay Maddox, Councilman Vince DeStacy, Councilman Pat Aiken, Councilman Jeff Hodge, Councilman Jared Hoffman, Councilman Scott Gillette, Councilman Sean Morley, and although not an elected official, we are also pleased, as always, to have our Borough Manager, Vance Oakes. From the Grove City School Board, we have Vice President Ryan Thomas. And we have Karen Hazy Bishop. And if I've missed anyone, though we had a sign-in sheet, but if I've missed anyone, please stand to be recognized. And for all of you, we do appreciate your service to our communities, to our state, and beyond. So thank you so much for what you do for us each and every day. So if you could please give them a round of applause as our appreciation. And our chamber is very blessed to have wonderful working relationships with all of our elected officials. So thank you. And at this time, I would like to invite my husband up to provide our invocation.
Let's pray. Father God, we do thank you for this day. We thank you for the time that has been set aside to catch up with old friends, make new friends, laugh, and just enjoy each other's company. Father God, may we be reminded of the blessings that we have received, the blessings that is this community, the businesses that we have, and the people that we serve. Father God, we thank you. None of this can be done without you. Father God, as we get to share a time of fellowship and food, we ask that you bless this food so it may make us stronger so that we can continue to serve you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good evening. It is truly an honor to serve as the president of your Grove City Area Chamber of Commerce during 2024. The Chamber is starting another wonderful year after a very busy and productive 2023, made possible by the hard work of our Executive Director, Beth Black, and our past Chamber President, Amanda Arnhold, who is unfortunately unable to be with us tonight. But Amanda is from Shannon's Candy Kitchen. And tonight I wanted to specifically thank Amanda for all the hard work that she did last year. So at your place setting tonight, there are thank you candy bars from Shannon's Candy Kitchen. If there's not, check the pockets of the person next to you because they probably picked them up while you weren't looking. I wanted to present these thank you candy bars for this evening's event to express my gratitude and great love of chocolate to Amanda for her hard work in 2023, which built a great foundation for the Chamber to accomplish our goals for 2024, which include the following. First, recruiting new members while maintaining our strong existing membership base of over 260 members in order to promote a robust business community. Second, collaborating with our elected officials to ensure our members' concerns and needs are heard and addressed. Third, providing quality programs and educational opportunities such as our Eggs and Issues breakfast and our Working Women's Luncheon. Fourth, provide excellent networking opportunities like our new business ribbon cuttings so our members may continue to learn more about each other and find ways to utilize member-to-member business opportunities. Fifth, providing affordable advertising and marketing services to help our members successfully promote their businesses at events such as our annual trade show. And finally, partnering with other economic development groups such as Penn Northwest, which is Mercer County's lead economic development agency, to help bring new industry to Mercer County. In fact, one of the events that our chamber supports is Penn Northwest's Mercer County Economic Summit, which is hosted at Grove City College. Rod Wilt, Penn Northwest Executive Director, is here this evening. I've asked Rod to share some details about this upcoming event, which will take place on Thursday, March 28th at the college. Rod, come on up.
Thanks, John. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here with everyone. Beth, great turnout, great job as always. I've always enjoyed coming to the chamber dinner here in Grove City, and Tonight's no exception. Thanks again for having me. The best ideas are stolen. So, last year I stole an idea from Washington County, and we decided to do an economic summit to share with the folks from Mercer County just how we're doing in a lot of different business sectors from around the county. And our first year last year was a success, and we had it later in the summer, and we decided to move it back this year right before the Easter holiday weekend. And we want to thank Dr. McNulty and his great staff at Grove City for hosting us. They do such a great job. And as John said, we have a dynamic number of panels. We have 6 panels this year. I'll just share them with you very quickly. We have an elected officials panel, workforce development panel. In fact, I'm sitting with Nate Hamilla, who's a panelist from the Career Link, a healthcare panel, a manufacturing panel, a K through 12 education panel this year. Last year we did higher ed. This year we're doing K through 12. And then a panel with outdoor recreation. We have Nathan Regner coming in from Harrisburg, who's the state director of outdoor recreation. And then we take a little break, we walk across campus, and we have a beautiful lunch. And then the Secretary of the Department of Community and Economic Development, Mr. Rick Seiger, will be our keynote speaker for the event, and he'll take questions and talk a lot about the new vision that Governor Shapiro has for economic development across the Commonwealth. So we welcome you. We have some spots left. I think the ticket is like $20, which just covers the cost of your continental breakfast and your lunch. And you can just get on our penn-northwest.com website and register and get tickets. And I think you'll enjoy the morning. It's from 8 a.m. in the morning, and lunch wraps up about 1:30. And then the second event I'd like to mention very quickly, we reconstituted the Business and Industry Day, which was a very proud golf event throughout Mercer County. This is our 3rd year. Last year we got completely rained out, but we're partnering with the Tri-State PGA. So it's a 4-player plus 1 pro format. We have 36 teams, and unfortunately we only have about 8 or 9 spots left. So please get onto our website again, penn-northwest.com, or the United Way of Mercer County to register. And that's going to be Wednesday, August 21st at the Avalon Buell Country Club. So a couple of things going on with Penn Northwest. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to share, Don. It's good seeing everybody.
Thanks, Rod. Rod truly does a wonderful job, and his staff is back there as well, and they all just have a great team. There are flyers about both of these events out here in the vestibule, so as you leave, if you'd like to attend the Economic Summit, it's coming up, and it really is a worthwhile event. The Grove City Chamber is also involved in many enjoyable fundraisers like our annual golf outing, member-to-member auction, foreign travel program, which is new, and a wine walk, which is not sponsored by Grove City College, that enable our chamber to generate non-dues revenue and income to help offset our operating costs. Through Beth's effort and all those who volunteer at these events, I can share today that our Chamber of Commerce is in a very good financial position. So thank you again, Beth. Why does the Chamber host all these events? Because we want to grow our community and offer benefits to our members so that they recognize the value of their membership goes far beyond the dues that they pay. Our chamber is vital, it is growing, and it is an organization in which you can be proud to be involved. In the end, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about you and me, all of us striving together to make our community a better place to work, to play, and to live. If you or your business are not part of the Grove City Area Chamber of Commerce family, you seriously need to consider thinking about joining, and I'm sure Beth would be more than willing to talk to you after tonight's event. So thank you. It's my pleasure also tonight to introduce our guest of honor, Mark Broadhurst, who will be our speaker this evening. Mark began his career with Eaton Park Hospitality Group in 2004, specifically to design, develop, and open a new restaurant concept for the company called Six Pen Kitchen. As the Vice President of Retail Development, he continued to expand new restaurant development, including the Porch and Hello Bistro brands. Mark transitioned into the role of Vice President of Operations for Corporate Business at Parkhurst Dining, and was then promoted to Chief Operating Officer. In this role, Mark leads the operations and strategic vision of Parkhurst Dining, which has grown into a leading regional contract dining company. In 2023, Parkhurst Dining competed for and won the food service contract at Grove City College. Mark and his team did a wonderful job presenting, and their concept for dining at the college, they now manage 2 dining halls and, of course, a brand new Chick-fil-A restaurant in the college's student union. However, the relationship between Parkhurst Dining and the college goes much deeper than that, with many shared values. In fact, Grove City College President Paul McNulty has asked to say a few words this evening about the impact Parkhurst Dining has had on the campus.
Thank you, John. It is a pleasure for me to just share for a moment about just how well our relationship has developed and how much we think about Parkhurst and the work they've done. It's been a major transition. We have a very large food program, and of course we built and started the Chick-fil-A this summer. By the way, speaking of the Chick-fil-A, occasionally I hear a grumble or two about it being hard to find. And I have to say that, to be honest with you, that's kind of intentional because we wanted to make sure that it was not someplace would be easy for people who we didn't want to have influence our students. Eric Thomas. Anyway, I'll pay for that later. No, but seriously, Parkhurst has displayed an extraordinary commitment to excellence and energy. They have brought so many innovative ideas and a can-do spirit to this relationship, and we're so thankful. There's a creativity and a variety. If I were to walk you through on any given day the options that our students have and the fine effort made to make the food delightful to the students, you would be very impressed, and you would want to go back to college to be able to eat like that. The communication between our teams has been extraordinary. They have a listening spirit about them, and they want to hear what we have to say. They treat the students with respect and accommodate a wide variety of needs. If we have over 2,000 diners, and that makes for a big challenge. And at the end of the day, they're a lot of fun and very nice folks, and we've enjoyed the relationship. So I wanted to emphasize how much we appreciate all that you and your team have been doing for us. And if you have an involvement in any institution that's thinking about corporate dining and how to be most hospitable to your people, I commend to you the Parkhurst Corporation. So thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Eden Park restaurants, and of course the Smiley cookie, are woven into the fabric of Western Pennsylvania. Just like the Terrible Towel, Mr. Rogers sweaters, Donny Iris, Steel Mills, and the Pirates, Penguins, and Steelers. In fact, over the past 75 years, through their restaurants, the Broadhurst family has been woven in the fabric of many of our lives as we celebrated anniversaries at an Eden Park with our parents, got together after a high school football game, or had church and then went to lunch on Sunday. Eden Park restaurants have truly become the place for smiles. Mark Broadhurst graduated from the Cornell University School of Hotel Administration in 1997. After graduation, he attended the culinary school at Le Cordon Bleu in Paris, France. Mark is a family owner of Eden Park Hospitality Group and is active in the Pittsburgh community. He resides in the Shady Side with his wife Amy and his daughter Lily. Please welcome to the podium this evening our speaker, Mr. Mark Broadhurst.
See if I can keep that there. Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. Thanks for the kind words about company. Really appreciate it. It's been a great partnership with Grove City. I'm thrilled to be here tonight to talk a little bit about Eden Park and Parkhurst Dining. And I think this night started probably 2 years or so ago, and my brother Jeff, known John for a while, and we were sort of out and about, and we were releasing a book back about 18 months ago, The Story Behind the Smile. So I got a couple copies. Someone's dying to get a history of the company, but we gave a copy to John, who's a great guest of ours, and probably about 6 months ago, he had mentioned something. I might get back to you on something around that book. And sure enough, about 6 months ago, he said, I love that book. Would you be interested in coming to the chamber dinner and being our speaker? And I said, I'd love to. And it's, I think, equally as exciting tonight because you mentioned it very quickly, but we're celebrating our 75th year in business this year, which we sort of talk about with a lot of people, that the restaurant business, so a lot of businesses, many don't make it 75 days, let alone 75 years. So we're really thrilled and honored to be able to be a part of that and really to be able to celebrate that. We kicked that off probably about a month ago with our internal team, really talking about that. June 5th is a big day, so if you're out and about at the restaurant here or somewhere else, you'll see some really exciting things leading up to that and after it. But really, we're spending the whole year sort of celebrating. And I wanted to talk a little bit today, kind of a little background about 75 years. How do you stay in business for 75 years? And before I did that, we want to sort of kick a quick video real quick to give you a little sort of background on the company.
It's a hot day in June 1949, and Larry Hatch is about to do something incredible. He just doesn't know it yet. On this day, he's about to open Pittsburgh's first come-as-you-are, eat-in-your-car experience, Eaton Park Restaurant. First day sales exceed projections, and the restaurant runs out of food well before its scheduled closing time. Hatch is energized by this response and readies his team to open again the following day. Little does he know that this determination and resilience will be the spark behind a brand that will endure and grow in ways he never could have imagined. Fast forward to the 1990s. Eaton Park is now a thriving full-service family restaurant chain under the leadership of owner and CEO Jim Broadhurst. A passionate and forward thinker, Jim diversifies the company and launches Parkhurst Dining. As a contract dining division, Parkhurst combines our solid foundation of food service and hospitality expertise to pave the way for the creation of Eaton Park Hospitality Group in 1999, a name under which a family of team members can grow. The diversification of Eaton Park Hospitality Group continues into the new millennia with new restaurant brands and an expanded footprint. In addition to an ever-growing number of Parkhurst accounts, we introduce guests to The Porch, Hello Bistro, and SmileyCookie.com. No one could have guessed that this small, single-unit car hop in the South Hills of Pittsburgh would innovate time and time again to become a regional powerhouse, spanning 14 states, employing thousands of people, and serving millions of meals every year, and standing the test of time. We aren't deterred by obstacles. We welcome them as opportunities to learn and grow stronger. We look to our history and roots to ground us and inspire us, with an eye always looking ahead on the opportunities of tomorrow. Our enduring commitment to our core values and our shared purpose to create a smile guide and fuel us. As we look to the next 75 years, we're prepared because we know who we are and what's important to us. Eaton Park Hospitality Group isn't just a company. We are innovators, problem solvers, moment makers, and smile creators. We're one team, and our work matters to our guests, to our team members, to our communities. This is what we've been doing since day one, living our values and creating a smile. Because while food is what we do, people is who we are. It's been 75 years, and we're just getting started. After all, having a huge turnout for a new restaurant concept is the easy part, but keeping guests happy for 75 years? That's something else entirely. That's special, and that's us.
Well, thanks for watching. Some people don't know all about our business, so I thought I would give a quick little introduction there. But as we've been leading up to this 75 years, we spent a lot of time learning over the years and trying to figure out, why do we think we've been in business 75 years? And I think as we've looked at it, there's really three things that we've focused on. It's about being innovative and being responsive with changes. It's about having really incredible people and making sure we take care of those people. And then really looking at how our commitment to the community is. And I think those are things that we are built on. It's things that we really continue to look at. So I want to sort of talk about those briefly, sort of those three things. I want to start with sort of the innovation and sort of take you through a little bit of a highlight reel of some of the things that we think have been really impactful that are still with us today, and give you a couple little anecdotes and some stories around it. So We talk about, you saw on that timeline, or you heard about Larry Hatch opening first day, 1949. Getting started in the business, closing your first day 2 hours after you open is probably not the best way to set the groundwork for a business, but he innovated. He got ready to go the next day. But as I fast forward, some of the things that you would recognize about our brand today, I think the first is really the salad bar. And going back in the early 1970s, those were starting to pop up around the country. You weren't really seeing them in Western Pennsylvania. Around here in 1974, we decided, it's something that's really interesting. Our Newcastle restaurant, not too far from here, that's no longer around, but it was our first salad bar. It was a little bar that you sort of wheeled in. The servers would bring that out in lunchtime and wheel it out of the closet and then wheel it back at the end of lunch. But it took off. People loved it, and here we are 50 years later. Salad bar is our number one selling item. It's our number one item for kids, actually, which we love, and it's something that we continue to try to innovate around. And I would tell you, it was the one thing during COVID when we were shut down and couldn't be open, and we finally, reopened after a while. And, we were unsure. Say, do we open that salad bar? Are people going to want to come back up? And so we hesitated. We waited for a while. It was probably a year after we reopened that we didn't do it. And we finally said, we're going to take a risk in our Butler restaurant. We said, let's try it there. So in case someone really gives blowback, they're not going to come back to us and worry about the whole brand. And I think the first week we opened there and our sales went up by 25%. And we said, let's start getting these restaurants, these salad bars back open in the rest of the restaurants. But salad bars have been a huge success for us. Looking forward, I think the next thing we really looked at was bakeries. And my father, Jim, you saw his picture there, he was out in Columbus, Ohio, and saw Fuddruckers back in the early 80s, and they were baking all their own hamburger buns. And he said, gosh, this is something I think we really could do. And got excited. He was driving back from Columbus and was starting to think about all the things that we could bake in our restaurants. He thought about my mother, her grandmother was from New Wilmington, and they went to the tavern all the time, and they had the best little sweet rolls. And my father was from Titusville, and Warner's Bakery. He'd go there every morning and get his cookie, Smiley cookie on the way to school, and his mother would only give him 5 cents because she wouldn't give him a dime because otherwise he'd buy 2 cookies. So he was talking about, I can make those cookies, and all these things. They went to Penn State and the grilled stickies from the diner, and so he had all these big ideas. And as he sort of thought about it, he said, okay, I got to find a place we don't know anything about baking. How do we train that? And so he called Pop Warner, who was not the football coach, but Pop Warner, the bakery owner in Titusville, Pennsylvania, and said, what, would I be able to send some people up here to sort of learn from you? And we were thinking about opening these bakeries. He said, I'd be happy to teach you everything, And so he's got this idea. He's sort of going around with it. Went to our restaurant down in Swickley, Pennsylvania, had all these ideas, and he met an assistant manager. My dad was one of those people that always asked questions and always was talking to our team, and met a new assistant manager and was just talking to her and asking those questions about, what does she do? What does she like to do when she's not working? And she's like, I love to bake. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about these bakeries. So he's like, never knew who this person was and never met her before, but said, would you be interested in going to learn how to bake? They were all at these new bakeries. So sure enough, she goes up and you talk to Pop Warner about her coming up and said, we'll send someone up there to work for 4 months for free. We'll pay for it. You have all the help you want. And of course, he thought that was a great idea. And soon enough, we sort of came back, opened that first bakery. And ever since, it's really been something that's taken off. When we talk about the bakery, you see we've changed a lot over the years, but our strawberry pies was something that the original owner Larry Hatch's daughter sort of rolled out. The Smiley cookies, which I'll talk about in a second, are obviously a big part of what we do as well. But it was something that continues to be really important to us, even though it's changed over the years. So we talked about Smiley cookies when we opened. First we did Smiley cookies back in the mid 80s, actually. Originally, they weren't for sale. They were really something that said, we want something that is a little treat for kids. When they get done with their lunch, we want to give them a cookie. We gave them a big cookie. There's some people say, why can't you give a smaller cookie? It's this big cookie, and it's really supposed to be that treat. So we got those students, those kids, to really come in and like it. And sure enough, usually half the cookie end up going to their parents, and parents after a while kept saying, why can't I buy these cookies? We really resisted for probably 5 years or so. They were only for kids, and they're supposed to be that gift to them. And then we slowly started doing them out in the community. So they're for kids and they're for giveaways, but they were never for sale. And then someone came in, a former president of ours, said, we really should sell these. And so we said, what? There's a demand for it, so let's do it. And Smiley cookies really took off. I think they were always busy and they were always something that was important to our brand. But back in the early 2000s, we said, there's people around the country that really have that Western Pennsylvania roots and love Eaton Park, and they like the idea of the Smiley Cookie, and they're asking for them in other places. We said, maybe there's an online presence, something that we could do to really get that taste of Pittsburgh back to people in other areas. And so we toyed around with some online sales for a while, and our first real big opportunity was when the Steelers made the Super Bowl and they were playing the Seattle Seahawks. And we said, we got a great idea. Why don't we say anyone who lives in the state of Washington will ship these cookies to you for free? And so we'll see, maybe there'll be a couple of people that do this. And I think at the time, our most cookies we had ever sold online in a week was like 1,000. And Super Bowl comes, we sell 200,000 cookies. And we're not sure how to do it. So everything shuts down. So kind of like our first day in business, we shut down cookie orders. We're shipping things for free. I don't think we actually sold any of those cookies because we had to do all these make goods for it. But we learned. So a couple years later, Steelers in the Super Bowl again, say, this is going to be great. We now have SmileyCookie.com, a whole online presence. Probably a month before, we got a new sort of back-end software system. We said, this thing is going to be ready. It's going to be incredible. First day, we were in the Super Bowl, and we open up the sales, and the whole system crashes. And so that's that time, I think we sold 600,000 cookies that time. And I can assure you, there was not a whole lot of people in our corporate office because everyone, whether you knew how to ice a cookie or smile a cookie or do anything, you were doing that. So we're not quite sure the look of those cookies. People got some frownies, I'm sure. They got some things with no eyes, 3-eyed cookies. It was all hands on deck. We made it through and finally sort of figured things out. But it was a lesson learned. But I think we also learned that people love the brand and they love that tie to Western Pennsylvania, and it's something that really sticks with them. As we sort of move forward, I think the next thing I want to talk about is our pickup window. So we're in the early, mid 2000s. At that time, there was drive-throughs, and we said, there's got to be an opportunity for takeout. At the time, there was a lot of curbside people were doing, or come up in your car, we'll walk it out to you. And we had the idea to say, what if we could make this really convenient for people to get those home? And so it was something that we knew it wasn't going to be a drive up, but we said, this is something that we can provide some hospitality and some experience and really give people a new way to get an Eaton Park experience. We opened in Monroeville, was our first restaurant back in 2008. Since then, we've opened 50 locations. Pretty much every restaurant that can have a pickup window has, and I would say a little bit like the salad bars where people were craving for that during COVID. I think without the pickup windows, I'm not sure how we would have got through COVID. Being able to be totally shut down our restaurants, we were able to keep those open. So it was amazing the amount of people that sort of experienced us for the first time. A lot of times we took for granted being in Western Pennsylvania, being around for, at that point, 70 years. And you're saying, everyone's been to Eaton Park. And there's a lot of people that haven't. We don't like those people very much, but there are those people out there. But, during that time, the amount of people that came through and said, I've never had this, but this is an opportunity. I can get something here because most people weren't open. They weren't able to serve because people weren't allowed to come into the restaurants. It also is incredible. I talk about people, the people that were able to keep working and sort of the ingenuity and just the sort of can-do attitude of team members that had gone from serving guests every day and saying we're now just doing 100% of our business through a window and call. And it was really something that took off. So it was a great thing to see, but it was really something that's important to us and continues to be as we look for the most amount of ways to get people a great experience with Eaton Park wherever they are, in the restaurants, in their car, at home. It's something that was really critical. Over the years, I think we've also tried a lot of things that have failed. That's a key thing in innovation. And back in the early days, we had car washes called Gas and Glows. We had a couple of those that didn't last very long. We had a place called Eaton's that was pizza, beer, and other random stuff that didn't last very long either. We had some fast food Eaton Parks walk up in the window in downtown Pittsburgh and Lawrenceville and some others. We've tried some other brands. John had mentioned some I've been involved with. But we've got Hello Bistro, The Porch. We had a Park Classic Diners that we had 3 of that were just the coolest concept that didn't work. And that happens. Each time we do something, we try to learn from it. And it is fun looking back on those and some of the nostalgia and things that we've took from each of those brands that have made it through. So We've certainly over the years tried a lot of things. We've innovative. When I talk about innovation, I think the second thing of why we feel we're really successful and why we're still around is really our people, hiring great people, and really making sure that they're part and believe in our core values. And in one of our, there's no most important core value, but caring about people is certainly one of them. And when we look back over the years, we're fortunate. We've got what's called our Quarter Century Club. When 1974, when we were our 25th year of business, we had a big celebration for all those people who had been with us since day one, and that sort of was our first Quarter Century Club. And all these years later, we're now about 850 people that have been with us for 25 years or more, which is also kind of unheard of in the restaurant industry. We've got a little smaller club, the 50-year club, that is the reason enough a gentleman, Lester Ray, who was a dishwasher for us at McKee's Rocks, another restaurant that is no longer there. But when we hit our 50th day in business there, he'd been a dishwasher for all 50 years. And McKee's Rocks, they shut down the street, and it was Lester Ray Day. And Lester had never owned a car, but he loved cars. He was one of those people that was a car junkie, but had never had a car. So we bought him a car. And it was, the celebration. We drive this car up for him, and quickly my father was standing there, and he heard these other team members that were there to celebrate. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, in 5 years I'm going to get a car." And he said, "Oh, oh no, what did we do?" We love having all these longtime team members, but saying, "We're not in the car business, we're in the food business." So we now have, I think, 7. We've had 2 this year that have sort of joined our 50-year club. We quickly pivoted. The next person, they always wanted a back deck on their house, so we could do a back deck. And there was a big screen TV, which 10 years ago was still really expensive. We say, "Oh, TV, she likes a TV, that's perfect." So we got out of the car business, but we're in the celebration business for 50-year team members. But speaking of care, and I think this comes from our team members as well. As a company, we're really passionate about our communities. We've got, I mentioned some of those restaurants. The ones that are no longer there, the McKee's Rocks and Newcastle, those were restaurants that were really part of those communities. And, we've been fortunate to have a lot of those over the years. And we've got fortunate to have team members that really care about those communities. When we talk about people and community, I think the best thing that we hear is when someone goes to their restaurant and they say, my Eaton Park does it this way. And of course, we're a chain. It's supposed to be pretty much the same. The menu's the same. The food's meant to be the same. But it's great to hear that because it really shows that personality of the people, and that's what we want. They connect with that restaurant, they connect with the community, and it's probably the most proud thing that you see when you hear someone say, "That's my Eaton Park," and I go to it for that reason. But we spent a lot of time over the years being involved with our communities, and our Caring for Kids program or campaign, which is for children's hospitals, and our biggest beneficiary is Children's in Pittsburgh, which we went over the $12 million mark this year of giving. It's all team member run, so it's their passion that really gets it, and really engaging our guests, and our United Way campaigns and other things that each of our restaurants gets involved in really makes us part of that community. I think it's why we're still around and we're still growing. And speaking of that connection to the community, when we started Parkhurst back in 1996, really came because of our connection to the community. So our first 2 partners, St. Vincent College in Latrobe and Highmark in Pittsburgh, came to us because of our community connection. So there were people that we knew over the years, and when they were struggling and having challenges with their food and their hospitality programs, they said, "You guys do this. Could you help us?" And at that time, we were looking to diversify and innovate a little bit, and it was a perfect segue into that business that really allowed us to make those early on relationships to start that business. And so those are 2 partners that started back in 1996. They're still our partners today, which we love. Is something that's really exciting. But it's really led to this sort of growth. And so, as we mentioned that video on 14 states now, which we're really thrilled to be. Obviously, our Eaton Park restaurants and Hello Bistro on the Porch, and the Parkhurst Dining, which we focus entirely on independent residential colleges like Grove City and others like it. We're really strong in those partnerships, and also our corporate dining business. But we've really stayed true to those roots of who it is that we do business with. And so we've been fortunate to really grow over those years. And we talk about this sort of region, and most people, if Eaton Park, and some people don't know Eaton Park, but most people don't know the other side of our business. And the Parkhurst side is actually a lot larger than our restaurant business. But see some of the partners that we've got over the years here. And so we're it's fun to be at Eaton Park restaurants and serve that, and also being down at the Pittsburgh Steelers facility, and we feed that team, and the colleges and corporations that we do business with, and which really leads me to sort of the partnership that we've got here. And one of the things that we look at when we're growing, and we've been very selective of how we grow. We're not a public company, and so we really do try to grow methodically, and we try to grow with people that we really like to do business with, and people that sort of have shared values. And President McNulty mentioned some things here, and I remember vividly when we sort of did the walkthrough of campus to sort of understand the business, and he sort of talked about their values, and we talked about community and excellence and stewardship and faith and independence, and some of the stuff he talked about really resonated with us, and said there's a lot of those things that really align, and we look at partners and people that we want to be partners with for 25 plus years. We want people that share those values, and that's something that we found certainly in Grove City, and we're really excited to be a partnership there. And I'd be really remiss, two things, not to recognize I got a couple of our team members back in the back, and Tony and Sharon and Megan, and I think back there are really a part of that community, and that's something that we do partnerships. We really try to get involved with that community and become part. We're not Parkhurst Dining, we're Grove City Dining, and really try to take on what it is that those colleges represent. And I also be remiss not to talk about Chick-fil-A. So it's John talked about it. It was something that was really interesting. And being in the restaurant business, we own and run our own restaurants. And Chick-fil-A, we were fortunate enough to operate others, but they're always interesting. And as we were coming into this partnership, and they were going to open this really incredible announcement of Grove City coming in, we knew what we were getting into, but we also weren't sure. And they talked about this is going to be really big in the community. And sure enough, we opened, and we had our projections also. We run a Chick-fil-A down at Duquesne University, and we said that's probably a pretty good model. And Duquesne's got a lot more students, so it's probably be a little less than that. And I don't think we knew exactly what to expect. So sure enough, we were going, and Tony, I think, shared some stats, the other day. But there's 2,000 students, on campus, and I think our busiest days so far, we did 3,000 guests through the Chick-fil-A. And as President McNulty said, you don't really know it's there, so you've been very quiet about it. And I don't think we felt that quietness on our side. So I'm not sure what would happen if we sort of had the word out there. But about 3,000 folks through. And interesting enough, about 40% of the business is not from the students. It's people coming in from the community. So it's something that's really engaged. We've got, I think, 6 team members that go to school at Slippery Rock that come down to Grove City to work on campus there. We feed the buses from some of the other schools that come through. And I think the biggest thing is we go through about 5,000 pounds of their French fries a week. So it's a lot of French fries on one location. And that is just a reminder, one location, we got 2 dining halls, and so it's something. But I thought it was interesting just to sort of talk a little bit about those stats. But it's been a great partnership to get involved, and it's something that's been really exciting to see. And so I want to just sort of wrap up. We mentioned, we are a family business, and I've got the pleasure or misfortune, depending on the day, of working with 2 of my brothers, and father and mother are still around. I talked about them. Are still actively, somewhat actively. Sometimes we'd say more active than we'd like in the business, but it is fun. And I sort of look back, and hospitality business is difficult, but it's fun, and interacting with people. And I sort of look back fondly on memories from early on, driving through, and my dad would go by, and we'd pass an Elby's. There's no Elby's along anymore, but some of you might remember Elby's, which was another big boy franchisee. And we would drive by, and there'd be an Eaton Park down the road. He'd say, count the cars. How many cars are in their parking lots? And so we got in the habit of counting cars in every restaurant that we drive by. I said, there's 20 in this one. We get there, where there'd be 30 in Eaton Park. So we said, okay, that's good. The community, we talked about our Caring for Kids campaign. I'll look back fondly. We always do all kinds of fundraisers. We've changed those over the years of trying to be safe. So we used to do canning and collections out on streets, and we were a restaurant in Greensburg and Latrobe, right on Route 30, which is a busy intersection. Of course, my dad takes my brothers and I when I'm probably 5 and they're 9 and 11, says, hey guys, I'm going to go, check out the restaurant. Why don't you guys go out and help the people can on the streets, Route 30. Looking back, that's probably not the best pace to get. There's not even a stoplight, I think, in the stretch of Grove City, of Greensburg. But my brothers and I, being competitive, we darted in and out of cars to see who could collect the most money, and so we felt like we did our part to some of that $12 million that went back to the children's hospitals came from my can on Route 30. But it's been fun. It's engaging, and I think people ask sometimes of saying, okay, where do you see yourself in 75? What do you think the company will be doing? And people always ask that. What do you think in 5 years or 10 years? And I think, to be honest, say we're not sure, because certainly looking back on Sawmill Run Boulevard that first day, would have never thought we'd be serving students at Grove City, or serving the Pittsburgh Penguins and doing their flight meals as they fly away, or going to colleges in Maine or Wisconsin. But I think that foundation of those people, the innovation, and the community is something that certainly will be a part of that future. So appreciate the time, and thanks for listening to my stories. There's plenty more. I brought a couple books. I didn't bring enough for everyone, but they're available online, smileycookie.com, if you'd like to hear a little more about our story and our incredible people. So appreciate the time, and thank you.
Mark Broadhurst, everyone. Well, Mark, it is a tradition of the Grove City Area Chamber of Commerce to give our guest speaker a nice gift. So I thought, who better to ask than your brother Jeff what we should get for you? And he said, he doesn't need anything. I'm like, thanks, Jeff. And then he got real serious. And he said, if you want to do something nice for my brother, do something nice for Lily, his daughter. So we've gone around town and gathered up all the best things we could find for a 3-year-old. And I've packaged it into a daddy-daughter basket. And tonight we'd like to give this to you so you can share it with your daughter Lily and your wife Amy tonight when you get home, and thank them for sharing you with us tonight.
So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you again, Mark. You did a wonderful job, and we really appreciate you being here with us. So it has been my honor to be the executive director of the Grove City Area Chamber of Commerce since 2008. Over the past nearly 16 years, I have had the privilege of working with a lot of really wonderful and dedicated individuals serving on the Chamber's Board of Directors. Each board member gives of their time and talent to make sure that Grove City continues to be a great place to live, work, and play. I really believe that our Chamber Board is made up of a group of people who serve because they care about our community. Our board meetings are always productive, yet fun, because we actually truly enjoy being together. This group focuses on our chamber membership and takes seriously the commitment of doing what is best for the commerce community. I'll read off the names of our current board and ask that they stand if they are here. Some were not able to be with us this evening. Please hold applause so that we can recognize them together. So our executive board is made up of President John Inman from Grove City College. Yes, stand. Vice President Brian Ralph Family Insurance and Allstate Agency. Treasurer Eric Montgomery, Cash Dollar and Associates. Our past president, who you heard is unable to be with us because she's ill this evening, but Amanda Arnhold, Shannon's Candy Kitchen. Our marketing chair, Bree Freeling with Armstrong. Our membership chair, Matt Gordon with Davick Benefit Consultants. And the remaining board of directors, Jeff Finch with Grove City Area School District. Karen Mullen, Fairhaven Farms. Michaela Plancinis with Howe Company. Ray Powell, Wendell August Forge. Dan Dean, Grove City Ford. Joshua Miller with AHN Grove City Hospital. Ed Hetrick, Cunningham Funeral Home Incorporated. Leah Rouse, Pub 76 and Berkshire Hathaway. Rusty Williams with Rusty L. Williams CPA LLC. And if you could just give them a round of applause. So I do want to thank each member of our board of directors. Without their support and enthusiasm, I would not be able to do what I do, and our chamber would simply not be the same. Their support has been especially wonderful over the past 4 years as I have worked solo as the only staff member for the chamber. I really do appreciate their support, and I genuinely enjoy the time that we get to spend together. Now, every year we recognize our outgoing board members who have served their full terms and have reached the end of their service on our board of directors. Tonight, we want to recognize 3 of those board members who retired from our board at the end of 2023. We have a small gift of recognition to thank them for all that they did and all that they continue to be. We are proud of their service to our chamber and to our community. So 2 of them were not able to join us this evening, but I'll still go through all of their information. So Carmen DeRose from Grove City Premium Outlets, serving from 2018 to 2023. Dino Neofotistos from Main Street Diner, serving from 2018 to 2023. And the one that is able to be here, Mitch McFeely from Next Tier Bank, serving from 2018 to 2023. Come get your gift. We also always recognize our outgoing president for their service to the Grove City Chamber Board. Our 2023 president was Amanda Arnhold from Shannon's Candy Kitchen. Amanda comes from a family-owned and operated business, so she understands firsthand the constraints our small businesses face, while also appreciating how much the support of the community and participation with the Chamber of Commerce can mean to a small business. We are thankful for her leadership and grateful for all that she has brought and will continue to bring to our board of directors. So I have a plaque for her, and since she's unable to be here due to illness, I will get that to her, but I just want to publicly say thank you to Amanda. We are also truly thankful for our current board president. He doesn't get a present yet, but not till next year. But John Inman from Grove City College. This is his 2nd term coming around on our chamber board of directors, as well as his 2nd time serving as our board president. So as always, he is doing a wonderful job, and we appreciate his constant support and his leadership. So thank you. All right, now it comes to the really fun part. So every year we present a community service award. We have a committee of past recipients that reviews any and all nominations that we receive, as well as those that we have on file from previous years who had not yet been selected. So the committee works together and they choose the next recipient of the Community Service Award. The recipient is kept a secret. This award goes to someone who is doing good work in the community. They are someone who puts others before themselves. They work for the common good and often do so without recognition. We believe in recognizing these people, and we have a long history of doing so. If you'll turn in your programs, you can see our list of past recipients. Some we have lost over the years, but their good works live on as part of their legacy. Some of our past recipients are here with us this evening. If you are a past recipient, please stand so that we can honor you with a collective round of applause. So please stand. Thank you for the example that you have set. Among this group of recipients, believe it or not, I believe it, is Eric Thomas, who always leads the reveal of our community service recipient. We never know what he's going to say. I apologize in advance.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But we appreciate.
But thank you. Thanks for your presentation. I always love the seating arrangements here. We have the college, a group of educated folks. They read a lot, they study, wear little arm patches and smoke pipes. It's nice to have you guys here. Right next to them, of course, I lost track. There's a table full of powerful women. Now I want to applaud all the powerful women in the room. Thank you very much for coming. Of course, the hospital's here, and the hospital's smart people. There's a difference between educated and smart people. Okay? Smart people, they're smart, they were born smart, right? You guys worked at it, and you did a good job. It's very impressive. But the smart people, that's the ones I trust with my life, right? But a lot of great people sitting around. Where's the politicians' table? Scattered all over the place, right? We'll talk about that in a minute. But Tim Bonner's with us tonight. He's graced us with his presence. Thank you very much, sir. He's the Silver Fox, our representative in Harrisburg. One of the brightest minds in the state capitol. That's not saying too much. But thank you for your service, sir. County Commissioner Ann Coleman, I'd ask you to stand, but we couldn't see anyway. Had the opportunity to meet her this summer. I think it was at the Communist Party fundraiser. Not sure what it was. Randy Riddle, where's Randy? He's in the back. Don't hide, you're hiding back there. Vance Oaks. Randy and Vance are in an episode of The Curse of Oak Island. They're trying to dig up every street in town and find treasure. We have a big water system upgrade. It's going very well. Did you find anything? Find any little trinkets or gold anywhere? Probably a lot of sand from the Cooper Bessemer, right? So anyway, where's the kids' table? We need a kids' table. How many people are over 70 in this room? Over 70. Tim Bonner's the only one? Get out of here. Anybody else over 70? I want to know who's the oldest person in the room. Then we want to know who's the youngest person in the room. Who's under 30? None of you raise your hand. Who's under 30? Hands high, who's under 30? People in the back, who's under 25? 25. I've got scars older than you. Who's under 20? Sound like an auctioneer. There's a girl in the back under 20. Who else? You're not under 20. There he is, under 20. Well, I think next year we need to give prizes for the youngest and the oldest, right? It's part of our culture, part of our tradition. The older generation teaches the younger generation. So we should give a pony to the youngest. Right? You talk about giving a car, right? We can come up with a pony. Somebody has a pony someplace. And then gift certificate for Depends for the oldest. Maybe. Tim, you're not the oldest in the room. Somebody's not fessing up, but that's okay. What I said for just a second ago, I look at this audience and think about the giant oak trees that started this town, right? And then there's the young saplings that we have too. And we need them both. We need them all, right? And we encourage the young saplings. The Young Professionals Association, right? That was the name of it. Is it still operational? We got to bring that back. I'm going to challenge the young folks in this room to get that started again, because it brings the energy that we need to sustain this organization. 75 years, Eaton Park's been in business, so and it's because of innovation, because of new ideas. So let's keep that going. So I'm glad the hospital's here. Thank you very much. I'm 66 years old, and I'm wearing out. And I use your services so much, I'm on your frequent flyer program. I've had MRIs. They're still trying to find a brain. I've had ultrasound. That's what it's called. I've had a bunch of ultrasounds. I had some kidney stones the other day. Well, it's been a while, but I've had some kidney stones. I want to share that with you if you're really interested. People say kidney stones are painful, and they are. And I couldn't walk, I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit. I finally got in the car, and I crawled into the hospital emergency room, and I heard a voice. It said, "Excuse me, son," and I thought it was the Lord. I was in take me now, just take me now. And I'm looking down, and I realize there's black shoes and a dark pair of pants. And then he spoke again and said, "Do you have any weapons on you?" It was a security guard checking me in to the emergency room. I said, "Yeah, there's 2 knives in the back, and I think 1 in the groin. Can you check, please?" So, sure. He got his wand. So he was doing his job, did a great job, thank you very much. Then I crawled to the reception desk. The lady says, can you describe your pain by looking at this picture? And I don't know if you've been in the hospital, but they have this picture of all these different faces. And of course, the first is a smiley face like the cookie, very happy, no pain at all, right? The next one's a little less, and the next one, and you get to the end, and the guy's face is in red and in tears. That didn't begin to describe my pain. I said, no, it's not on this paper. If the guy's head was exploding, maybe that would be me. So anyway, and the nurse walked in and said, well, I've had babies, and I've had kidney stones, and I'd rather have babies. She said, the pain of childbirth is much less than kidney stones. I said, thank you very much. I think that I'm fully effaced. I think there's something crowning somewhere. You can do a C-section. I don't care what you do, but get this thing out. So the doctor comes in and says, we're going to give you something for the pain. Perfect. Give me something for the pain. So they stuck a needle in me, and they give you this plunger. Have you guys seen that plunger? They give you a little plunger. It's like I'm a contestant on Jeopardy, and I know all the answers. And every time you push the button, it's supposed to give you more pain medication. Well, that ran out pretty quick. I don't know what the dosage was. We got to figure that out. So anyway, I do want to say thank you very much. You guys have taken great care of me personally, taken care of my family personally. I did fill out the questionnaire, the survey. I took the survey. It was all positive, but I just want to let you know. So, how many people can drive from here to County Market without using Google Maps? Our smartphones have made us stupid. They're supposed to be smartphones. How many people remember their phone numbers of their family? You have them in your head? Who has them in their head? I don't know my daughter's phone number, and I admit that. Smartphones have made us stupid, and it's just something that bugs the heck out of me. Why do we package eggs in these fragile little cartons and then put batteries in this plastic wrap you need a chainsaw to open? Just some of the things I think about. Anyway, Georgie Hodge said she wants to get in her jammies pretty quick, so I'll shorten this up. I think we'd all like to see that, frankly. Did you bring them with you? They in your purse? Well, in the years past, I have spoken to priests and pastors, business folks, and friends to get information on our recipients over the years. And this time I thought I'd take another path. Tim Callahan's our new sheriff from Mercer County. He's not here tonight, so I'll tell you the joke anyway. I asked him to do a background check, and he said, yes, there was some charges filed, no conviction, and they're still investigating. So we're going to dig into that some more later. I was hoping the Steelers were going to make it to the Super Bowl this year, but they didn't, as we all know. But they were awarded a very special prize. It was actually Cam Hayward, who was given the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. And that's kind of like what we're doing here. That's the community, we call it the Community Service Award. And as Beth said, it's bestowed upon people who are nominated in the community and serve without really wanting any recognition. But we always change that a little bit. So with everything that's going on in the world, I think it's wonderful that we take a minute to talk about things that are positive. And that gives us this opportunity here tonight. Our recipient tonight has been a quiet leader in this community for quite some time now. He was a great student and a pleasure to have in school. He was a leader and liked by all, is what Patty Wilson said. She's a longtime counselor. A lot of you folks know Patty at Grove City Schools, and she's currently on the school board there. Well, while in high school, he was a Boy Scout and worked hard. One of the things that scouting teaches is respect for the American flag. And one of his contributions to the community is the project that helped him get his rank of Eagle Scout. And it still stands as an inspiration of students, players, and visitors today. And if you've ever attended a sporting event in the high school gymnasium, you will have seen that American flag unfurl and blow in the breeze inside the building during the playing of the national anthem. That was our man's ingenuity and invention when he was just a teenager. One of the qualities that is part of this honor is the willingness to get involved and to step up and make a difference. To quote our superintendent of schools, Dr. Jeff Finch, who's not here tonight, he said he was going to Washington, D.C. I think his arrival there has brought the average age down just a little bit. As a fellow chamber board member, Jeff said, I watched him frequently be the first to raise his hand to volunteer his time and efforts to do everything from fixing light fixtures at the chamber office to leading committees. Finch went on to say data showed that approximately 50% of our kindergarten students were entering school without having participated in licensed daycare or preschool programs. Many of those children were not connected to a pediatric care provider. And after meeting with the stakeholders of every child support group in our community, he raised his hand again. This time, he was raising it to commit to being a champion for supporting the youngest members of our community and their families. He helped form a unique partnership between our YMCA and the school, and that has led to the building of the Early Child Education and Care Center in the old Highland School building. This partnership is growing to include AHN, with the construction of a pediatric clinic directly in the building, and with the support of the grant funders like Buell Health Foundation, we expect to see the opening of the care component of this partnership this fall. I credit his relentlessness. That was Jeff, it's a big word, sorry. He's a doctor, he wrote that. Anyway, his can-do attitude for making our partnership possible. Our organizations provide us with a platform for supporting our community, but it's the work and relationships between optimistic and selfless people that actually make meaningful things happen. He is a perfect example of how much can grow out of one person's selfless commitment to community and willingness to put his own hands to work for others. Thank you, Jeff. Being a leader and a role model and helping future generations to achieve is what our recipient tonight is all about. Tom Gregg has served on the YMCA Board of Directors and referenced the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Where's the young woman who said she was 20 years old? It's an old movie, Jimmy Stewart. It's on all the time at Christmas time. You have to watch it. Anyway, George Bailey, played by James Stewart, has shown what his community would have been like without his efforts to help others and make it a better place. Tom said that if it weren't for his efforts, there would just be another patch of green grass where the YMCA Early Education Center sits today. So the greater Grove City community is much better off today as a result of his efforts. Our recipient gets a lot of support from his wife and 4 kids at home. According to Autumn, his oldest daughter, he always puts his family first and goes beyond to make sure we have what we need. Larkin and Savannah are 2 of the other kids, and the youngest, Carter, loves to play catch with his dad. They all know he will always take time for attending all their sporting events. His wife said, there's not much he can't do. He should be very proud. His brother told me that he's very proud of all the things his brother's done, but can't understand why he would always forget his spelling homework at school. Well, we have a first tonight. Our recipient tonight learned from his grandfather. He learned to give to the community. And he stayed in his footsteps, and his grandfather, Michael Orange, received this honor in 1998. And now I would like to introduce a friend of mine and a great friend of Grove City, a former chamber member and a leader in this community. She had another opportunity a few years ago and moved to Washington State, but when I called, she immediately wanted to jump on a plane, and we talked about it a little bit, and I said, why don't we try Zoom? That might work a little easier for you. So she's here with us tonight. There's Dory Foster. We'll bring her here via Zoom and say thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for what you've done for this community in the past. And Dory, I want to hear a few words you have to say about our recipient tonight, please.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me. Beth and Eric, I know this was a logistic nightmare, but I couldn't help myself, so thank you for including me. Let me first tell you about Adam. So I first really got to know him when I was the fitness director at Grove City Y. He was an education major at SRU and literally our go-to kid for all the departments. He was simultaneously a wellness coach, our youth program coordinator, our DJ, maintenance, after-school staff, and from the start, it appeared to be someone that I could trust to be my ally, my co-conspirator at times, my friend, and my strategic partner in the work we do together. Shortly after I was named CEO, Deanna Brick resigned and left us with a leadership hole at the Franklin branch. I literally panicked, called Phil Gazias. He said, listen, you need to put your strongest leader in your biggest challenge. And what is that right now? So I named, Adam was the youth program director at the time, and clearly a bright star. So I named Adam our branch director in Franklin. I think he was 23 at the time. Seriously, who does that? And a Grove City department director called me out on that. She informed me that by promoting Adam to that position was the worst mistake I will have ever made, and make in a very short history with the why, she assumed. I immediately forgave them for that assumption, prayed it wasn't true, and held my faith in Adam's ability to lead. In a very short time, Adam had proven to the veteran staff in Franklin that he could outwork them, outsmart them, out-strategize them, and support them 100%. And he won them over as his loyal followers. Sometimes it was a challenge to keep him happy. He was always pursuing the next best thing. I can't even tell you how many conversations we had in so many different directions. And luckily, when the opportunity arose, it was a no-brainer to make Adam our Chief Operating Officer for the association. By that time, he was well-versed in every aspect of operations, regardless of the branch, regardless of the department, and was every department director's ally and advocate. Through capital and annual campaigns, various board and committee volunteers, you're challenging sometimes, bylaw changes and operational challenges, we've always made it through because of his audacity and grit. He is a true visionary, and all the things that the community is seeing today in his work, he vocalized to me over 10 years ago. At my resignation, the corporate board made the very wise decision to accept this succession plan and name Adam as the CEO. At the time, I didn't think I could be prouder. Well, I am. And hope to God he wouldn't let us down, and he didn't. From the kid checking in at the desk after school with Becky and Sally Bird, like, hi, and walked away like that, to the CEO. Our hometown boy finally had the title he deserved. And clearly the YMCA Board of Directors is still trusting his leadership and an instinct to serve the community today. There were times, however, when Adam and I could not be trusted together. And there were times I knew not to trust him. We'd go to a formal event like there is tonight, and he'd whisper something out of the corner of his mouth, and we start getting the church giggles. And it was embarrassing. We could not stop. We would have to leave. I know we were viewed as immature and unprofessional at times, but we had so much fun. Actually, we made fun a prerequisite for all of our work. We discussed that if we could no longer find the bright spots and have fun, we promised to hang up our white hats. Well, clearly we're still having fun. Adam and I still meet virtually several times a year. For the past 9 years, I continue to remain his champion. The truth is, we mentored each other, and I am grateful to him and for him. Adam, I am so proud of you. You and your teams have taken the YMCA to incredible heights, incredible impact. You have increased the collective impact to serve the communities, and you continue the noble legacy of our YMCA in the region. Congratulations, my friend. You are the Grove City Chamber of Commerce Community Service Award recipient for 2023.
Your kids are here. Your wife is here. It's her birthday. You want to say happy birthday to your wife? Come on up. Tammy, we keep this thing a secret, and frankly, that's a struggle a little bit. Come on up here. when you have a big family, you want them all to be here, and they're here, and that's wonderful. Maybe, you got anything you want to say?
Nope. Obviously, thank you so much to the Chamber and Beth and Eric, nice job. Dory, thank you so much for being here. When I looked at the list of all the award recipients prior, it's an honor to have my name added. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to serve our community and to serve the people in this community and work with you. So if you serve on a board, if you help your neighbor, keep doing the good work, because we are making a difference. So thank you so much for this. I'm extremely grateful, and God bless. Thank you.
Let's give another round of applause to Adam. And hello to Adam's whole family. Thank you for joining us. I love that. So in closing, I want to again thank our sponsors for tonight. Our welcome reception offered a nice time of appetizers and networking prior to the formal portion of this evening. We appreciate AHN Grove City Hospital and Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield for being our welcome reception sponsors and helping us to properly welcome everyone to this very special evening. This year's annual dinner event sponsor, Grove City College, offered not only their support of our annual dinner, which is always appreciated, but this year, their support was extra special since one of their own is serving as our board president. As the event sponsor, they were able to provide tonight's keynote speaker, Mark Broadhurst. Mark, we thank you for your presentation, the story behind the smile, and for following your ABC principle, always bring cookies. Another special thank you this evening goes to Armstrong for being this year's flower sponsor. Tonight's centerpieces were purchased from our member, Grove City County Market, to brighten the room during our celebration. You are invited to take them home and allow them to brighten your coming days. I also want to take a moment to thank each of our chamber members for continuing to support our chamber and for choosing us as your chamber of choice. Remember to support the members who advertised in tonight's program, for which we are very grateful, but also always support your fellow chamber members first and foremost whenever possible. So now that some of the emotion has maybe died down, we're gonna do the proclamations and citations. I didn't want to overwhelm you too much.
Good evening. My family has proudly held membership with the Franklin and the Grove City Y for 25 years. So it's an honor for me to be here this evening on behalf of the Congressional Office. And we have a proclamation for you from Congressman Mike Kelly. On behalf of Representative Mike Kelly, congratulations are in order for you being recognized with the Grove City Chamber of Commerce Community Service Award in acknowledgement of your exceptional leadership and dedication to community service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of Senator Michelle Brooks. She sends her regrets and wishes she could be here, but she sends a letter that I will now read. Dear Adam, it's with pleasure that I congratulate you on receiving the Grove City Area Chamber of Commerce's Community Service Award. It's always exciting when someone I've gotten a citation for in the past is elected to receive another citation-worthy award. In 2016, you received the Chamber's Engineering Leader of the Year Award, and here you are, 8 years later, continuing to devote yourself to leadership roles in the Chamber itself, and involvement at your church and with youth sports, in addition to your career with the Franklin Grove City YMCA programs. In celebration of the way you continually utilize your talent and time for the greater good, please accept this Senate citation prepared especially for you with my heartfelt congratulations on this achievement. I'm eager to see how your work will be recognized in the future. Warm regards, Senator Michelle Brooks. Congratulations.
Beth made an interesting comment that there are 260 members in the Grove City Chamber of Commerce. That's a very coincidental number because there are 261 people here tonight. So I knew we had a full turnout of our membership, so I asked Beth, we have one extra person. And Beth said, well, don't tell anyone, but Eric Thomas hasn't paid his dues in 3 years. Trying to have a conversation with Eric Thomas is like trying to have a conversation with the Philadelphia Democrat, who's trying to sell you a mail-in ballot in downtown Philadelphia. I think we certainly owe ourselves a round of applause tonight. This is a fantastic turnout. There aren't many communities who can turn out the number of people that have the commitment and involvement to the community like Grove City. We have representatives from all different segments of our economy. We have represented tonight people from government, education, healthcare, volunteer organizations, our schools, and I think we owe ourselves and Beth Black and the Chamber of Commerce a round of applause for this commitment. I've come to know Adam over the last year in several different capacities, and I agree with the selection. It's a very impressive choice by our committee. I've been working with Adam on a commitment to Highland School to try and implement a very significant project, the education of our children who are preschoolers. And I can tell you this is the most important time of life to get to our young children, to educate them while they are 3, 4, and 5 years old. If we can reach them at that age, that's such a strong start to a successful life. So I was very proud to become involved with the project with Adam. And in addition to the Buell grant, we also have a state grant of $1 million. There was a train taking that money to Philadelphia, but we were able to hijack it and redirect it to Grove City. In addition to that, the Grove City Health Foundation, which has arisen as a result of our merger into the Allegheny Health Network. Allegheny Health Network was a generous partner with the Grove City Medical Center. They allowed us, with a little bit of push and shove, to take out all the profits of the Grove City Medical Center and move them into a Grove City community chest. We were able to move $30 million into the Grove City community chest, which will service this community not only for this generation, but for generations to come. So I thank AHN as being a partner, not only here tonight, but as we walk forward together in providing health care to this community. Finally, I would like to say that Adam is a leader with vision,
And we're not done here in this community. We have some more projects that we're looking at. And I look forward to working with Adam and getting those projects going. But again, our select committee has done an excellent job in picking a man who has many years to serve in this community. And we look forward to those years. And I know they will be successful. So Adam, congratulations. I also have a citation for you from the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, who know you well. And they know where the money went that was going to Philadelphia when we turned that train around. And there are some people who wouldn't sign on, but we got enough to pass it. So thank you and God bless.
Good evening. It's a hard act to follow when you follow Representative Bonner, who, like you said, I do agree, one of the smartest members of the Pennsylvania House, and we're lucky to have him. Any more trains you want to turn around and bring that money back to Mercer County, we're all for that. So on behalf of my fellow commissioners, Bill Finley and Tim McGonigal, I am proud to present this citation to Adam, and I want you to know I just joined the Y in the Shenango Valley. Thanks to my husband, we got the senior discount, so that was good. Don't tell him I said that. But every Thursday we have a meeting at 3 o'clock, and we pass resolutions, we pay the bills, we do things for Mercer County. And we're government, and as you know, we're usually here to help, but we're usually not very good at keeping a secret. So we should have passed this last week, but I couldn't have done that because then you would have known that you were the winner. So this laid in our office with a giant secret sign on it all week. So it'll be passed this Thursday in honor of you. We want to thank you so much for your service to Grove City, and we look forward to seeing what comes next. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Adam and I first met when he was playing Little League baseball in the Grove City Little Leagues, and his dad and I were the coaches.
I have some stories on that now.
I have some stories also. You've come a long way, Adam. So on behalf of the Borough of Grove City, the Grove City community, I have a proclamation to offer to you. And today, from the office of the Mayor of Grove City, myself, I pronounce this day, March 12th, 2024, as Adam Cook Day in the Borough of Grove City. Wow. Congratulations.
Can it be tomorrow? All right, now I'm a little bit under control. Just thank you again so much for being here and being a part of this. Our community is special and unique, and having all of you volunteer and do your part definitely makes a difference. Big things are coming. I would say that this is just the first step, and I look at the list of people who have come before, and you can see the leadership that has evolved over the years. So I look forward to continuing on, and I look forward to working with some of you, and those that I don't get to work with, it's okay, because I know that you're doing your part in our community. So thank you so much for being here. I'm truly blessed, and I appreciate this award. Thank you so much.
Yes, for those who panicked that I was not following the order, I knew what I was doing.
You did good. You did good.
I know Adam, and I know his heart, and he and I share an ability to cry at commercials and everything that's endearing.
Thanks for pointing that out.
I love your heart, and your heart shows when you serve your community the way that you do. So I'm glad that we were able to take that moment, give you a breath, and you could come up and say the things that you wanted to say. So again, congratulations to Adam. Thank you to all of our elected officials for providing the proclamations and the citations, because that is something special that his kids just got to witness, and that's a pretty proud moment. So thank you. So again, I just want to reiterate our thanks to all of our sponsors. To all of our advertisers in this program, please take a moment and look through all of these ads. It is impressive, and I'm honored and thankful to each and every single one of them. And I also want to say thank you to each and every one of you for attending tonight, for celebrating commerce and everything that we are blessed with each and every day. So thank you, and good night.